All right, same thing, guys. Someone fire away a question. I'll just move around the room with other questions until everybody's asked what they want to ask. Go ahead.
Coach, talk about being able to cap the undefeated season and get this victory, this national title.
It was a great experience. It was a great night. They accomplished what we've accomplished this week, or this year, sorry, has been nothing short of fantastic. So I'm really proud of the boys. They came in the fall. They were all dedicated. They did everything we asked them to do. They worked hard. We've had some situations throughout the course of the year where we could have lost in different situations, and the boys just refused to lose as they did tonight. I thought Arkansas State played very well tonight. I thought we helped them with that. We made too many mistakes and given too many opportunities on our feet. We had Sandy go down with the injury, but all in all, couldn't be happier for the boys, couldn't be more proud, and they certainly deserved everything they got this year. They earned it.
Guys, I'll ask the players, were you surprised at how tough this game was? And was there a moment where you thought that perhaps you had it in the bag? It didn't seem like you had it in the bag until at the end of the game.
We knew it was going to be a tough game. Our semifinal last year was tough against them. They returned a bunch of guys, and any team that can go up to Army, beat them on their home field, go to St. Mary's, beat them on their home field, they're going to be a tough team. So we know if they're going to come all the way out here to play us, they're not going to lay over and die. They're going to bring it, and they did. It was a great game. There was really a moment where I thought we had it in the bag. It seemed like we'd get that extra try and go up by 3 scores, and they'd come right back and answer. So, but we did just enough to win. So that's all that matters.
Dylan, you've won a national championship before. This one you get to do in front of Rio Tinto, in front of thousands of fans cheering for you guys. How does it taste different, and how so?
No, it tastes it tastes a little bit better. I guess winning a national championship at home is a great opportunity for the end of the season. We missed out on a few opportunities in previous years at Rio Tinto, so yeah, great to finish it with at Rio Tinto this year.
How about you, Sean? This is your senior year. You're sitting here with 3 guys that you've been playing with for 5 years. All of you guys are All-Americans, and you cap your career off at BYU with the national championship here in Salt Lake.
Let's just say it was definitely an emotional week. Coming to this game, we all knew that a lot of the seniors knew that it was our last game for BYU. So we just wanted to come to the game, play our all, and from the result you can see we definitely did play our hardest, and a win's a win, and we won the national championship. So I'm ecstatic and happy as I can be.
Yes, Alex?
Yeah, Mikey, on that try, did you actually get airborne?
I can't remember. All I know is I was trying to cross the line. I had somebody on me, and fortunately I was able to get over the line. So.
You seem to be one of the go-to guys tonight, and you have a lot of go-to guys. Maybe Coach can talk about this too. I know Ryan made a lot of ground. I know Dylan had a lot to do, and Sean got about 24 points. But it seemed like you were the guy who got more go forward today, because that's what you were being given.
Yeah, well, like you said, there's a lot of go-to guys, and it makes it easy when there's guys like these on the field, the playmakers everywhere, and running by Ryan Roundy, it's easy to get go forward ball because he's always going forward anyways, and so just trying to position ourselves in places that we can keep the momentum going.
And Coach, how do you feel about that?
Yeah, I think Maggie had a huge game tonight. I figured, as we talked during the week, that was going to happen. With him being a senior and this being his last game, he was preparing to go out with a bang. And as you say, Roundy had a great night. He made a lot of yards, a lot of good forward momentum, and Mikey was there at the right times, and he put that huge effort in on that try at the end. Pretty much sealed it for us. So yeah, Mikey had a great night. All these 4 guys had a great game. Mikey and Roundy did really well. Getting us the 12 yards when we needed to, because Arkansas State were tough. They were tough at the breakdown. They were competitive. They were competing. We'd watched them on film in some of our games, and they weren't as competitive at the breakdown as they were tonight. So you know, the big fellas had to make some space for us and get us moving forward to give us a platform to let the hobbits do their job.
Can you talk about how gratifying it is to finally get that championship for you personally?
Oh yeah, it's just, I mean, it's an amazing feeling, especially, you know, I have a lot of senior players I've been playing with the past 3 years. Each come short the past couple of years, and finally, you know, play for them, do it for them, have the team come together, and, you know, set them out on the right foot. I mean, it just feels amazing. All the hard work we put in all year just, you know, paid off. So it feels absolutely amazing.
Ryan, there was a period there in the first half where you guys get a try, the restart goes out the back of the end zone. You guys get in a scrum center, and then you score immediately off that. Tell me what was going through your head when you realized you're going to get a scrum center, because it seemed like you guys saw the advantage, maybe saw Arkansas State trying to take a breath, and that really seemed like a huge momentum swing for you.
Yeah, well, it kind of, I started thinking about actually a semifinal last year against Arkansas State. They got up on us early, just like they did today. But there was kind of the same thing last year. I knew that, you know, we had firepower ourselves, we put points on the board. And then, you know, right when we started putting in, got the penalty, put in our first try, things just started swinging our way, and I knew that, you know, once we started working in our system, playing our system, we were going to put points on the board. And so, you know, just started doing what we talked about doing, and it worked. So.
Dylan, you were able a couple of times. I mean, the guy you were going up against, the opposing fly half is about 6'4", 240 pounds. You're much smaller than that, but you're much quicker than that. Seems like a couple of times you're able to pick on him and maybe cut back inside. Was that a conscious decision on your part?
Yeah, I mean, I try to get a good feel for I mean, they were rushing up pretty hard. I think they were keying in on Siki and Paul on the outside. And, you know, the first 2 times I was letting it go, and they were, you know, keying in on them pretty well. So I saw Paddy, you know, he was getting a bit wide. I think they kind of forgot about me. And that's when I decided to try and make my way through this. So, yeah, I'm happy I took a little bit of advantage of, you know, being a little smaller than him. Maybe it worked out a little better for me.
Seems like you get forgotten a lot. You know, Life's fullback forgot that you were in the back line, and he threw it right to you in the semifinal too.
Looks like I'm just there when
Sean, is the mustache a championship thing, or are you going to keep it?
Oh, I started off just growing it just for the fun of it, but then everyone started picking up on it, and I figured if I shaved it off, that people might get a little upset. So I just kept it, and you know, it worked out. It's been going good. Yeah, it looks good though. So.
Well, that's debatable.
Sean, you also got a name to the camp for the USA team, and one might expect that little added pressure, just trying to justify that kind of honor, might, you know, weigh on you a little bit. Actually, you had a very good game. You had a very good game goal kicking. One of the differences in the game. You must feel. Tell us a little bit about trying to get yourself relaxed and prepared to kick those goals, especially with the crowd the way they are, and the pressure of the moment the way it is.
Well, it honestly just comes down to practice, and the more you practice, the better you're going to be in a game. And I just try and envision that I am practicing by myself, and that I'm just you know, on the field practicing with no one around me, and it takes a little bit of the pressure off. And I've got like just a couple of steps, you know, just have to do this first, and then that, and then kick the ball, and make sure I do certain things, and hopefully it goes over. Today, you know, I was lucky that my team did, and yeah, I've been practicing a lot of my kicking, because that has been a difference this year, and yeah, it's been working out.
Coach, kind of going off of what Alex said, I just want to ask about Mikey, because he's a guy that wasn't added to the list. I'm not asking you to comment on him being added to the list or not being added to the camp list, but you've coached Eagle Props, guys who've been in the player pool, you know, Ray Forster going in the player pool, and you've coached against a lot of them. I think if we're being honest, when people sometimes watch Mikey play, they look at his body type and say, he can't be fit, he can't do it. But you've coached him. Do you think he can do it? I mean, he put in a lot of work tonight.
Well, you Mikey defies logic. I mean, you do look at him, let's be honest. And sometimes people say, yeah, he can't go for 80 minutes. And sometimes I've been one of those people. But I've watched him now for 5 years, and there hasn't been too many games where he hasn't made the end. The thing Mikey has that a lot of those other props don't have, and I've said this in the past, is Mikey's got the skill set of a back in a lot of ways. and you know, you'll get guys that may be a bit taller and a bit fitter. But if you're looking for a complete player, you know, Mikey, if he dropped just a little bit of weight, there's no doubt in my mind that he could compete at that highest level here in the States, because, I mean, his pass, his hands are better than most of the props that I've seen out there, whether they're Eagles or college players, and that's my humble opinion.
Mikey, what's it like for you to end, you know, as a senior, you know, getting the MVP award and, you know, being able to cap this year the way that you did, you know, being so popular and then being able to come out and finish it off like this?
Yeah, like the boys said, there's no better way to go out than winning this national championship. I don't know if I'm worthy of the MVP award. I can think of 3 guys sitting next to me that might be more better, but I'll accept it on behalf of the senior class. You know, the senior players, the South Africans, Kumi, Heine, you know, all the boys. So yeah, but there's no better way to go out than with a win, and especially in front of our fans, you know.
Do we have a status report on Seki?
I think Seki's okay. I think it was more of a concussion than anything else. You know, he was moving his arms and his legs, but they were just being real, you know, taking the precautions that they needed to do, which is appropriate, and we're appreciative of that. But I think once he wakens up and realizes what planet he's on, he'll be fine.
Coach, just what do you think made the difference tonight?
Just, you know, we talked in our team meeting on Monday at school that, you know, losing just wasn't an option. You know, we've been in this situation now seven different times, and we've won a couple, and we've let a couple get away from us, and then there's been a few where, you know, we were probably there just making up the numbers, and being honest. But these guys have just, all season long, you know, whatever challenge that was laid down before them, whether it was Old Puget Sound, whether it was St. Mary's, whether it was Life, whether it was Utah, these guys just didn't accept the fact that losing was an option. They just said, no, we're going to take care of our business. And, you know, they had the wherewithal, you know, the desire to stick with what they had to do to win. I think the same was true tonight. You know, as I say, we got out to a fairly good margin a couple of different times, and then we sort of shot ourselves in the foot just by making some mistakes and giving them opportunities in our half of the field. But, excuse me, again, when the chips were down, you know, we did what we had to do. Like that last 5 or 10 minutes, we pretty much controlled possession of the ball and just moved up the field, whether it was an inch or a yard at a time. It was effective, and it got us over the finish line.
Anybody else? Jump in.
What did it feel like to perform the Hawkeyes barely having won the national championship?
Mikey?
Yeah, you know, that was more of us showing our respect to Arkansas State, you know, for the good game, and for our fans for their support. Sort of a thank you, and yeah, it felt good, you know, to be on the winning end and doing it instead of the other way around.
Anybody else?